What are the things that have driven you with regard to your passion for pharmacology?
Well, I think part of it is a love for the subject. I think there is something special about the pharmacological community. You know, it's a club as well as a place where you present your latest results. We are by nature a group of people who like solving problems and who are interested in complexities that cross disciplinary boundaries.
We've had an outstanding record of drug discovery, and we want to make sure that this doesn't just ebb away. If we ask what are we going to die from in 2020, ischemic heart disease is still going to be the #1 killer. Cerebrovascular disease or stroke is going to be #2. So there's some tremendous challenges out there. We've got to look at the diseases, we've got to look at medical need, and we've got to focus on where the medical need is highest and where we think we can discover a drug.
We have got so much talent in this country. We need to harness it and finance it to move the country forward. There's no greater product than an unmet medical need, a drug. So that's our future.
So every patient who comes to Essex is put on this registry if they want to be enrolled.
I've just arrived to put up my poster. The main thing is communicate to the sort of general pharmacology community about some of the work we do.
I'm presenting a poster on work that I did during my intercalated year, looking at the role of folic acid on an enzyme in the vasculature.
What I did was worked on a receptor called P2Y14. It's a relatively new receptor that was characterised within the last 10 years. The evidence that I got suggested that this receptor mediated a vasoconstriction, so it has quite a lot of clinical significance. I mean, it's just in the start of its therapeutic potential.
I'm actually a clinician with interest in pharmacology, and I like coming to the British Pharmacology conferences. I can see a lot of different clinicians and pharmacologists, and all the posters have been very informative and educative, especially for clinical posters actually.
I'm giving a talk later today, so from a scientific perspective, hopefully I'll get a big audience and a lot of useful comments on my research. And it's just good for networking, meeting other pharmacologists.
Oh, it's been great. The talks were very interesting. They've had a lot of very good speakers, so it's been a very positive experience.
We've had quite a lot of people coming to our stores, chatting to us.
Met a lot of sort of new people that hadn't heard about the company before, and hopefully they'll go on to buy things from us.
It seems to have been very well organised. We've had the BPS people come around to sort of see how we're doing, so that's good.
They seem to be very attentive and kind of concerned that we're okay, which is really nice.
We have a lot of existing customers here, but we're also reaching out to the people who might be new to the field as well, so the researchers and the new students coming through.
I think there are two approaches to science. One is developing a strategy or a tool and going in search of questions. And the other is asking a question and doing whatever it takes to find an answer. We're of the opinion that cell therapy, while beneficial, may not necessarily ever suffice for end-stage heart failure. And so we said, let's take a different approach. Let's naively see if we can build a new heart. Was it a crazy idea to think that we could transplant cells in the heart and try to repair function 20 years ago? Maybe, but it's begun to work. Is it a crazy idea to think about building an organ? Probably, but it's begun to work. And you can see that we get good pacing and we actually get an appropriate force frequency response.
As I'm getting older, I wouldn't mind doing something useful, and the only way to do it is through working to try and bridge the gap between basic science, clinical medicine and the drug industry, where we can talk to each other and through it get to developments which take place much sooner than they have in the past.
I think the attrition rate is killing us in pharma, and I think we have to put IP considerations to one side.
Historically, intellectual property has been used to keep people away from your invention. I think that's not the right use of it. IP should protect the very narrow area that you're commercialising so that you can get some return on your investment. I don't think it needs to be wider than that.
I think what we've heard from our speakers is we're going to need to work together, and the name of the game is collaboration, collaboration and collaboration.